Let's take a look at some of the most common errors in in-text citation and how to correct them. The first example I want you to take a look at and decide what, if any, errors you see in this in-text citation. The narrator explains that Margaret had never spoken of Hellstone since she left it. Gaskell, page 100. Now, this in-text citation contains the correct information, but in MLA, you do not put anything between the author's name and the page number, so the comma and the PG would be an error there. What about this example with the same quote? The narrator explains that Margaret had never spoken of Hellstone since she left it, Gaskell 100. Is there an error in this in-text citation? Yes, there is an error in how this in-text citation is punctuated. This is one of the most common errors in using quotes. Whenever you need to attach a parenthetical citation to a sentence, you cannot put a period before it, otherwise that parenthetical is no longer attached. So oftentimes that means you need to remove the period at the end of a sentence and move it after the parenthetical. There should be no sort of punctuation here if a citation follows. I want to ask if this is an acceptable option. The narrator explains that Margaret had never spoken of Hellstone since she left it. Elizabeth Gaskell, 100. No, in MLA citation, it is only last name, page number. There's no alternative. It should look exactly like this. Here's a different example. Edward Cook, former mayor of New York City, argues that life is precious and the death penalty helps to affirm this fact. Is there anything wrong with this in-text citation? Yes, there is, and it has to do with the difference in narrative and parenthetical citation. So the writer has used the author's name in this sentence, Edward Cook. That means they are narrating the citation by using the author's name and how they've written the sentence. So since the author has already been named, it needs to go in one place or the other. It's going here, so it does not need to go here. You would only include the page number in that case. Arguing about whether non-traditional families deserve pity or tolerance is a little like the medieval debate about left-handedness as a mark of the devil. Is there anything wrong with this in-text citation? There is a problem here, and it's not that there's anything wrong with the in-text citation, which is correctly punctuated and included, but it has to do with the fact that there was no signal phrase. This habit of isolating a quotation between two sentences is what's called a dropped quotation, and that is one of the most severe errors you can make in a paper using sources. There has to be something unquoted attached to it. Now, one option is to incorporate this as a narrative citation. So by saying, according to Kingsolver, and then of course you would remove their name in this part of the citation. But if you did not want to incorporate their name, you could say, furthermore, something like that. Anything non-quoted to attach to this quotation mark would fix it. And let's look at one more. Romantic poetry is characterized by spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. Wordsworth, 263. Now, if you thought the error here might be that there is nothing quoted in it, that's actually not an error, because without quotations, we understand this to be a paraphrase. The error here is, of course, the punctuation. Even with paraphrased material that does not have quotation marks, the citation should be attached to the sentence, which means the period goes after the citation. Now let's do some on your own.